What's up, guys? It's another episode of Cooking with Lamia, and today, tonight, whatever time it is by you guys, I'm gonna make a special dish, one of my father's favorites. It's basically a pasta sauce with some hot peppers in it. Not really sure what kind of pepper it is. I don't really give a shit what kind of pepper it is. All I know is that they're pretty spicy. Kind of look like this, so obviously you don't want to touch your eyes after touching them. So I'm going to use probably 2, because I used like 3 one time, and this was I was barely able to eat it. Anyway, so I'm going to start off with about 5 cloves of garlic. I got my onion here. I got my cloves of garlic, which... Hold on, I'll try to angle this a little bit better. There you go. Alright, so you see my garlic over here. I'll just chop that up real quick. So fucking... Chop it up real quick, and then, again, this is like a really easy sauce to make. It's not hard at all. You just want to make sure that your garlic is chopped nice and... nice and thin, I guess, into pieces. If you leave them in chunks, it'll burn and stick to the bottom of the pan or the pot, whatever you're using. I prefer a pot. And most of the time, most of the time I make things, it's only me eating, unless I end up making something that someone really likes, and then they want some, and I share it with them. But alright, so you kind of want your chunks to look a little bit like this, if you could see how the knife looks. Kind of like that. And I'll just get the regular excess pieces off and into the pot. You can kind of just take it and throw it in as you go. So I'll just toss that into the pot, and I'll show you how it looks afterwards in the pot and whatnot. It's not that it's a big deal, it's just easier for me to do it like that, considering I'm not a professional and don't feel like buying a tripod and none of that stuff. And I'm not aiming to become a professional. I just do this for fun and to show you guys things that I like to make and enjoy making. Anywho, so with a portion size like this, I'd say you would have enough left over. I mean, I'm gonna share with my younger brother, so it'll be a decent amount. I'm gonna use 2 cans of sauce. Could be any sauce that you guys prefer. I prefer to use bread packs. That's just what I like. Depending on the meal I make. Sometimes I'll use Hunt's sauce if I'm making like oxtails, or like the beef goulash video that I showed you guys. I use Hunt's sauce. Doesn't really make a difference. But well, actually, that's not true. It makes a difference. Believe me, the sauce that you use definitely makes a difference with the flavor. Like it's different. It'll add a different flavor depending on the sauce you use, and I'm not really sure how to describe it, but if you know, you know. So I'm gonna use 2 cans of sauce, which is bread pack. Like I said, it doesn't matter which one you use. Again, I'm gonna use a can of the tomato puree and a can of the crushed. Now, the crust that I like to use, it could be regular crust that doesn't have any ingredients in it. I like to use ones that have oregano, basil, and garlic in it. I feel like, even though I like to add my own garlic powder and garlic into it, it just adds an extra kick of flavor, which is exceptionally well, and just something that I like, and I feel like it makes it a little bit easier if you don't have the spices. I don't know, like let's say you happen to end up making this meal, but you think that you have garlic powder and you ran out of garlic powder, for example. Good thing you have that can, because that can has the essential ingredient that you would need for this in it already, which ends up helping you out in the long run. So just put the regular pieces that I chopped off from the knife, just toss it into the pot, and just leave it there for now. You don't need to do anything with it, because you still have to cut up the pepper anyway. So once you're done chopping up this onion that you have, you move on to the pepper, and I'll show you what to do with that very, very quickly. Well, actually, you know what? I'm going to leave this on the side for now. And I'll just clear my knife of the little tiny pieces of onion that's still on it. And do that and wash it off for a minute. Alright, so now I'll move on to the pepper really quick. And I'll try to get... Alright, here we go. This is a decent sized pepper. So I'll show you guys what to do with this. Now I'm only going to use 2. If I feel the need that it's not spicy enough up to my standards, I'll add another one in. Alright, anyway, so you have the pepper. They're already cleaned. I cleaned them earlier. Just give it a quick rinse if you want. I already did that, so I don't need to show you again. But so what you want to do is you're going to, the part with the stem right here, you're going to chop that part off. Toss that into the garbage. Then what you should do is slice it down the center, more or less. Obviously, I'm not a professional with this, but you want to kind of dice it or slice it down the middle. And there you go. So you're going to open it up the best way you can, and you're going to get rid of the seeds. You don't want the seeds in the sauce. It doesn't make a difference. But you kind of just want to toss it. You don't want to take the seeds out. So do that. You can run it under the water to get the seeds out. There you go. So now you have no... Well, ow, I lied. I have a little bit more seeds in there. I'm sorry. Alright, so you can do it like this. And then the same thing goes for the other one. You chop the stem off. Cut it down the middle. Cut it down the middle the best way you can. Now, it doesn't really make a difference to me how you do this. And again, you want to open it up. See the seeds? There you go. So you want to take the seeds out again. You want no seed in there. And I already just, all I did was cut it in half, and I already feel my eyes burning from the heat. Alright, so that's fine. So you do that, and what I like to do is I'm kind of going to cut it into pieces. I think that's good enough. Something like that. And cut it up. And I'll try to make it into slices. Like this. Like this. This one still had a piece of seed in it. I had to get rid of. Okay. Anyway, so you do all this. And then I'm going to grab my oil. You throw some oil into the pot. Yeah, I guess I can show you like this really quick. Obviously you can't see, but that's the pot. Alright, so you're going to throw oil into the pot. I'll show you how it looks really quick. Alright, so you got the oil in the pot. Just bear with me, I'm sorry. There you go. You got your oil and the pot. You're going to turn it on. And just kind of let it do its own thing. Wait till it... I wish there was a way I could angle this better, but I can't. Anyway, you got your oil there. You don't want to put it up too high. You're going to let that and the pep... You're going to let this go. You kind of want to stir it like this. Make sure that you throw all of that in there. Let it heat up. Throw the peppers in there. And you want to make sure that it's brown. It gets a brown texture on it, like a golden brown texture. In other words, it's like it's gonna kind of look similar to like a spaghetti, more or less. So you throw all your onions that you use. You're gonna toss them in now also into the pot. And again, like I said, it's really simple. You just do all that. You kind of want to use all that, mix this all up, whatever you have on the cutting board. As you can see, I have a little bit left over. You're gonna take this and just throw it into the pot. And like I said, again, it's a very, very simple process. This isn't hard to do at all. It's actually a very good dish. Really, really good dish, actually. If you like spicy food, for me, 2 peppers is good enough. I might do like I might do another one. I might add another one and a half of another one, depending on how hot this turns out to be. Just bear with me real quick. Alright, there we go. So, depending on how hot I want it to be, I might add another pepper in. I'm not sure. I'll let you guys know how that turns out as this video goes on. Yeah, I'll let you guys know how hot this becomes as the video goes on and everything else. But I think that it'll end out, well, I think it'll end up coming out pretty decent, pretty good. From what I remember, that's how my father did it. So, it's my first time doing it, so if it doesn't come out, here you go, look. You can hear, I wish you guys could smell it, because it smells amazing already, even though there's no sauce in it. There you go. So, anyway, my first time making it on my own. I never did this one before, but I was in the store earlier. I seen the peppers just kind of stand out. The guy was putting them on the shelf, and I was just like, you know what? I feel like making this tonight, so that's what I'm gonna do. Now, I'm gonna add in some, whatchamacallit? Oh, alright, I'm sorry. So, regular garlic powder I like to add in, and onion powder. Now, I don't know, it's just something that I like to do, because even though you have the oil in the pan, I feel like if you add in the onion powder and the garlic powder before you throw in the sauce, it's just going to bring out that extra flavor. Because, mind you, you already have the onions, the onion that you chopped up and your garlic clove. It's all chopped up already. And then you have your pepper on top of that. Now, the pepper is oily as it is, so you have the pepper oil on top of the cooking oil that you use. And then if you add the onion powder and the garlic powder, it's just going to add more flavor before you even add in the sauce. So, I'm going to add in a little bit of onion powder and a little bit of garlic powder right now also. Trying to do the best angle I can of this. There you go. So I'm going to add a little bit of each, which I already did, but that's the garlic portion for you. Alright, so I'll just take care of that and just stir it up real nice so that you guys can see what I see, more or less. And again, I'm sorry for the angles. Like I said, it's just something that kind of got to deal with. And I'm assuming that this is going to come out the way I want it to. I hope it does. I think it will. But, yeah, so you kind of just want to let the peppers cook until they become kind of like a piece of like fried zucchini. If you were going to do fried zucchini, you kind of want the texture of them to end up, you kind of want it to end up like that. And that's more or less how you know that, how it's, not how it's done, but how it's getting to be how you want it to be. So, anyway, I got that I got that in one pot, and this other pot is empty already. But what I like to do, and I'm sure some of you guys know this, I like to add in salt to this empty pot right here. As you can see, before I add in the water now, reason being why I do this, and again, some people might not know this, some people might not even know how to boil water, but Anyway, you don't know how to boil water, I can't help you on that part. But so the reason being why I like to do this, and why I suggest that some of you do also, is because when you're making anything pasta related, or rice, you know how sometimes if you're making pasta, whoops, I had the gas on too high. Anyway, I'll show you guys what I mean. So, as you can see, like some of it, in this particular area right here, you can see it kind of burnt, but that's okay. Anyway, so, when you're making pasta sometimes, I don't know if you guys notice it, but sometimes, sometimes you'll have, pasta that'll stick to the bottom of the pot. Now, obviously you don't want that. Obviously, you don't want that to happen. So, what you do is you add in. What you do is you add in a little bit of salt, and it'll prevent the pasta from sticking to the bottom of the pan or the pot. And it'll be a lot easier when you're cooking, because you don't want it to stick to the bottom of the pot, and then when you end up cleaning it later on, it becomes a very difficult process, and you get aggravated, and nobody wants to get aggravated. Nobody wants, in other words, you don't want to get aggravated, and you don't want to get pissed off. You want to be able to enjoy your meal, sit down, relax. So now the pepper is kind of getting to where I was talking about. So, I'm trying to do the best angles I can. Alright, so you kind of have it like, it looks a little like, I don't know, as if you were going to pick up like a piece of bacon. It's kind of getting to that point where you want it, that's exactly how you want it to get. Now, I would say that the onion and the garlic are good enough for me to add in the sauce, which I'll do that now really quick for you guys. I don't know why I put the garlic and onion powder away, but I'll grab it again anyway. Alright, so I got my garlic powder, my onion powder. I'm gonna grab my 2 cans of sauce. Got my can opener. It doesn't matter which one you add in first. I like to add in the puree first. I just feel that it's the base. So I do that. And I'll just scoop out the rest of the sauce that's in the can. What I like to do also is that you add a little bit of water into the can. As you can see, you add a little bit of water into the can, you get whatever sauce is left on the bottom. Just dump it in, and now you also have somewhere to put your spoon. So you do that, and then I'll add in the crushed. And I think once I add in the crush in, that'll be pretty much my my video. Now, obviously, if you guys have questions, you guys could always message me on my Instagram, which is Cooking with Lamia. It's very easy to find. I have a picture, pretty much looks something like this guy right here. And, you could find me on there. You could comment on my stuff. You comment on my stuff, and I will gladly give you the recipe in a step-by-step process. Sorry, allergies, man. If you don't understand my what I did step by step based on my video. Alright, so now I added in my sauce. That's how your sauce is going to look. That's how it looks with the onion powder and the garlic powder on top. And mind you, this is 2 cans of sauce. You don't really need 3. I don't think I need 3. I think I'm fairly well with my 2 cans of sauce. I think I'll be okay. I think I'll be just fine. But we'll see what happens, I guess. I mean, I'll let you guys know how this comes out. But that's it. That's pretty much this whole process. And if, you know what, I'm not going to add in another pepper, because if I added another pepper, it wouldn't taste the same because I didn't brown it. So I'll save my other peppers for something else. Maybe I'll just do fried peppers. I'll do potatoes and eggs or something, maybe. I don't know. But we'll see what happens. Anyway, I just hope that everybody's doing well with this whole coronavirus crap going on. Hope you guys have your essentials that you need. Hope you guys are staying healthy and listening to you know, the president and the governor, wherever you guys are from. Don't hang out. Stay home. Be with your families. If you live with your family, if you live alone, you know, just be safe. Do the right thing. You know, we're all trying to get back to normal, and the only way we're going to get back to normal is if you guys actually listen and follow the rules instead of hanging out with your friends like you're not supposed to do. You know, like I said, it's very shitty times right now. I mean, you know, I know everybody wants to see their girlfriend or their boyfriend or their friend and stuff, but unfortunately, right now, I think everybody's health is more important than going and hanging out with your friends and risking yourself getting sick. And then if you live with your parents, your mother gets sick, or your father gets sick, or your grandmother gets sick, you know? So anyway, long story short, guys, you gotta be smart. You gotta use your head. And, again, I thank you guys for those of you that subscribed and watch my videos when I put them out, because, again, I could be doing something else instead of doing this, but I do this out of the goodness of my heart, and I do this because I like doing this, and it's a hobby of mine. So for those of you that like, subscribe, comment on my videos, send it to your friends, show your parents that show their friends, so on and so forth, I appreciate it, and the more that you guys do for me, I'll do for you. Anyway, stay hungry. Follow my page on Instagram, Cooking with Lamia. Again, the picture will look exactly like this little guy you see right here. Exactly like this little dude. So, follow my page, comment on my stuff, show your friends, subscribe. Let me help you. Anyway, have a great day, and stay safe.